The glorious gaming computer, something you can take everywhere with you. But then you've got the powerful desktop PC with the nice RGB lighting, liquid cooling, full setup. What's better? Okay, so we've got the gaming laptop. And for a while now, I've been wanting to buy a gaming laptop. But I don't have that much money. And I'm looking for an entry level gaming computer. There's obviously two choices. The laptop, which is portable, you can take places, runs on a battery, can still look really nice, and has the ability to run all the same things. But then you've got the setup with the desktop. And honestly, they can look amazing. They can look okay. But the most important thing is you can stuff a whole lot of power inside those boxes. So seriously, what's better? A laptop or PC? Because while the laptop's going to be cheaper, the PC is going to be able to stuff more in the end run. But you only want entry level. You're not wanting to go all full out, so why would you want a desktop? But then a PC you can't really upgrade in the end, and you're just wasting your money. Well, here we go. This is a simple laptop that will be able to play some very, very basic games. Not gamer style, probably not World of Warcraft, but some simple games like Onigiri, which I do some reviews on. Might be able to play Terra, very possibly. Here we will jump right into it. This has a 500 gigabyte hard drive with an Intel Pentium Gold dual core 4-thread running at about 2.3 gigahertz. That is not bad, especially for a laptop. It has a total of 3 USB HDMI ports, and really is all you're gonna need. You've got audio, SD jack, the bells and whistles. Then we've also got 8 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM. It has a 15.6 inch display, and on battery can run about 5.5 hours. That's good. Comes with Bluetooth, webcam, comes with Windows 10 as an operating system. It's got everything you need. What could you ask for? Especially if you're just looking for entry level gaming. You're not going all full core. But yeah, then there's the desktop, which will get you into the bigger things, right? It's what everyone loves. It's the things you can upgrade constantly. Those are the good things. Well, I've put together a really quick list, right? And in the end, it costs about $450 up to $500. Prices fluctuate, but here we'll just give you a little cheapness. Case is simple ATX. It is completely off-brand. It is plastic, shiny, but it's got that cheap look. It does have included 2 fans, and honestly, it's what you're gonna need. It's simple. The backplate I found does not fit most things, so you're probably gonna need your own I/O shield for the back, but it does the job. It does also have a clear side panel, so you can see inside of it if you have some nice things inside of it. Next up, we have the motherboard. It is a simple MSI Pro Series H310M. It is able to run an 1151 socket and supports DDR memory up to 2666 megahertz, and it does allow boost. This allows 2 RAM slots and 1 PCI Express slot, version 3.0. NVMe support up to 20 gigabytes per second, which is pretty good. So we're good, right? Our RAM, really simple, 2666 megahertz. So I was going for the full time. This is 2x8, so you get 16 in the end run, and they're just really cheap off-brand. 16 gigabytes for $30 is not bad. Okay. Then we got the processor. This is a Celeron G4900 desktop. It has 2 cores, running at 2 cores each core. Now, this is worse than the laptop, believe it or not. The laptop has 2 cores at 4 threads each. This is also running at 3.1 gigahertz, which is faster than the laptop one by 0.8 gigahertz. Okay. So, the fact that you can't do as many cores, this would be okay for gaming, worse for video editing if that is something you are also looking into. That is just something to be aware of. Consumes more power, heats up hotter, but it does have some benefits in the long run. Next we have the fan, a 120mm RGB fan, 4 heat pipes, adequate for cooling, all you're really going to need, and the fact that it's RGB is awesome. And then we have a really simple 300 watt power supply. This is not modular. It says silent fan, but it's not silent. I mean, it is good though. I was impressed by the fan, how quiet it was, but just a really cheap brand. Then we have a simple 120 gigabytes solid state up to 60 gigabytes per second. If you're going into video editing, I recommend you do not get this. Ditch it, okay? You're gonna need something bigger, like 1 terabyte. This is just a simple startup disk and maybe a couple games that are not too big. The startup disk is gonna take 5, 10 gigabytes, 40 gigabytes each, that's 80, 90, so you got left over 30 gigabytes to use. This is very basic. This is the smallest you can go. I at least recommend the 240, but to save an extra 10 bucks, this is what I went to. This is a very cheap build. And then we have the screen. The screen has a latency of 5 milliseconds. It's 20 inches, and it's fairly good. It's thin. It is not frameless. It says frameless. It's not frameless. It's got a bit of border. But it works. It also works with HDMI, so it's perfect. This also has built-in speakers, which is just another added bonus. And then for the keyboard, simple RGB, mechanical, well, mid-mechanical. So it's not like an Apple keyboard where it's straight, but then it's not full mechanical either. And then we went with a mouse that I was hoping could match pretty well. In every photo I found here, it's blue lighting, so I'm not quite sure if it's just blue. But even if it is blue, it still will light up. It's great. 7 buttons. Its DPI is 7200, which is okay. Better than the 4000 I found for more money. Okay, so just a real quick comparison between the i5 3570 and the 5405U. Obviously the Core i5 is going to be better, but just how much is really a question. So we have 2 extra cores, 2 cores, 4 threads with the 5405U, and 4 cores, 4 threads on the i5. So literally twice as much. 82% better on overall speed. That's actually really good. You can see here gaming, almost 20% better. Desktop, over 20% better. Workstation, almost 20% better. That's incredible, really. It is 85% better on just average on cores. Overclocked is 90% better. Value is 1000% better. So for what you're getting and how much it costs, the ratio, it is much better. That's insane. 46% better on the nice ads, you know, just the simple how new is it, 64 cores, like the high end stuff. We're not actually gonna worry about these because we don't have them. The 5405U is, I guess, really recent, but yet the i5 is better. You might didn't know that. Okay, here's some really quick specifications, right? Much better megabytes in cache. It is better in lithography, basically how much is packed inside of it. The bus speed is a little bit faster. This is where the i5 takes a hit. It supports DDR3, but the 5405U supports DDR4 and DDR3. So if you're going to go with i5, you have to use DDR3. There is no DDR4 option, which kind of sucks. Now, along with that, the bandwidth is actually slower, so that's pretty interesting. but we do have a much higher base frequency by over double, and then our dynamic frequency is higher. Turbo boost technology is way better. I mean, this one doesn't have, but the 5405U has hyper threading, and the i5 doesn't. But it doesn't really need it because, you know, it's got twice as many cores. PCI newer, so it's gonna be better for you. But as for the laptop, it is a really cheap and sufficient device, which will work for you if you need to. It's a bit cheaper, and it still has quite a bit of bells and whistles. For me, I think I'm gonna go with a laptop. So yeah, there's your little answer. If you're gonna be on full-on hardcore gaming, I recommend the desktop. Put more extra money into it because you can full-on upgrade it. But if you're not full-on gaming, a laptop will be sufficient. You will be able to take it places. Keep in mind, you will need to buy a external mouse because gaming on a trackpad sucks. So, real simple. Alright, that was all. Be sure you check out the rest of my videos and tell me what else you want to see.